Hello and welcome into Ferris Center here in Conway, Arkansas on the campus of the University of Central Arkansas. The site for this ASUN Conference opener in women's basketball action as Jacksonville State set to take on the Sugar Bears here in the Natural State. Ringing in the new year a little ways west of Jacksonville, Alabama, but looking to continue their dominant ways and their dominant finish to non-conference play. JSU finished winners of their last 4 non-conference showdowns and trying to pick up a big win on the road. Tough environment, a tough place to play here at UCA. Hello everyone, I'm Logan Maddox and thanks for joining us tonight on YouTube. Of course, we'll have the men's game on WLJS on the Gamecock Sports Network tonight. That game will tip off about 30 minutes from now, or 45 minutes from now, that is. Coverage will start about 30 minutes from now down in Jacksonville, Florida. So Mike Parris will have that call over the radio. I'll have the call of the women's game tonight on YouTube. And it's a tough test for JSU, coming in 7-4 on the year through non-conference play, but just one true road victory. That came in their last outing on Thursday, a 59-51 win at Chattanooga. The first ever win in program history over the Mocs on the road for Jacksonville State. Their 4th win in a row. The last loss for JSU, December 11th at Ole Miss, a 20-point defeat. JSU bounced back with an 11-point win a few days later against Alabama State at home, won both games over Utah Tech and Campbell in Las Vegas, then of course went on the road last week and beat Chattanooga by 8 points. Now taking on a Central Arkansas team sitting just below 500 through non-conference play at 5-6. Been a bit of a rough season for head coach Sandra Rushing and her Sugar Bears. Legendary head coach here in Conway. She's won 181 games, winner of closing in on 600 in her career over 34 seasons as a head coach in the college ranks, and looking for a big win to start conference play. But of course, so is Rick Petrie, and we talk about wins and the massive number of wins that Coach Rushing had. How about the big win for Coach Petrie on the road last week, picking up his 150th win at Jacksonville State with that win over the Mocs, but taking on maybe a tougher opponent, I think most would agree, in Central Arkansas this evening. UCA coming off of a shocking loss against Alabama A&M in their last outing, 53-51. They lost at home last Thursday. What can they do in this one against Jacksonville State? JSU starters going like this. It'll be Kyra Williams, the 5th-year guard out of Jacksonville, Alabama, getting the start. She'll be followed by Kiara Griffin. Griffin, a junior forward out of Birmingham, Alabama. Amari Martin next up. Amari, the 5th-year guard out of Hazel Green, Alabama, transfer from Wallace State Community College. Next up, it's Shantae Shaw. Shaw, the 5th-year guard out of Nashville, Tennessee, a transfer from Troy. And finally, the post player, it's the senior forward, Kennedy Gavin. Gavin, the graduate forward out of Petal, Mississippi, a transfer from Southern Miss. Starters for Central Arkansas announced just a moment ago, or well, posted just a moment ago, I should say. Randria Wright, the sophomore guard from Birmingham, a product of Carver High School. She'll be the first one out there for UCA. Next up, number 11, Kaija Miles. Miles, a junior from Dallas, Texas, the 6'1" forward, a transfer from Chicago State. Number 15 also getting the start for Central Arkansas. That's Paris Atkins. Atkins, a freshman guard from Bryant, Arkansas. And number 30, Kiera Prim. Prim, a junior forward from Overland Park, Kansas. And then finally, number 20, Kayla Mitchell. Mitchell, usually number 0, but also wears the 20 jersey. She's a senior from Jonesboro, Arkansas, and a transfer from Lamar. So that's the starting lineup for UCA, starting lineup for Jacksonville State. We're still about 10 minutes away from opening tip here at Ferris Center. Scottie Pippen Court, a beautiful arena, and the same exact arena that one of the greatest 50 NBA players of all time, Scottie Pippen, played his college days in. Started his career as a walk-on student manager here at UCA back when they were NAIA program. All he did was finish as an NAIA All-American, a lottery draft pick, and multiple NBA championships with the Chicago Bulls in the 90s. And he's put a lot of money into this arena, as have, other big donors here at UCA, and they've done a great job of keeping it up, celebrating its 50th year in use this season, and it is just beautiful, a great venue to catch a college basketball game. But again, we'll step aside. UCA and JSU coming your way in just a bit here on YouTube on the Gamecock Sports Network. Stay with us. And we're back here on the Gamecocks Sports Network on YouTube. Logan Maddox with you. If you're just joining us, it's Jacksonville State at Central Arkansas tonight in Conway, Arkansas, about 30 minutes or so north of Little Rock. Broadcasting on YouTube tonight because we'll have the men's basketball game at Jacksonville University. Broadcasting over the radio on WLJS. Legendary Mike Paris will have the call for you for that game at 5:45 p.m. Central Time. He'll go live on the radio for that one. We'll be on YouTube this evening and looking forward to having a fun matchup at the Ferris Center tonight. JSU and UCA meeting up for the 5th time. Gamecocks holding a 3-1 lead in that series. Gamecocks have won the last 3 meetings in the series. The only victory for the Sugar Bears came back in the first ever meeting in 2013 at the Pete. It was a 58-54 win for Central Arkansas. Close win at the Pete. JSU rebounded the next year in Conway and then won both of the games last year as the Gamecocks made their return to the ASUN Conference. Won 64-47 in Conway before downing the Sugar Bears in mid-February 66-48. And Kiera Griffin had their number last year, had an 18-point, 10-rebound double-double at UCA, then scored 15 points, a team high against Central Arkansas at the Pete. She was just dominant against UCA, and she'll try to keep that up. Of course, Kiera coming off of a career-high 19 points in JSU's 4th straight win on Thursday against Chattanooga. We'll see what she has in store for this one. Both teams coming out onto the floor. Looks like Central Arkansas will be wearing their white home unis. It's a white shirt, white pants with Central Arkansas on the front in purple letters, purple numbers. JSU appears to be going with their black jerseys, but we'll have more on that in just a moment. About to have the announcement of the starting lineups here at the Ferris Center on the campus of the University of Central Arkansas. 7-4 JSU and 5-6 Central Arkansas. And we're back here on the Gamecock Sports Network. We mentioned the starting lineups just a moment ago, but we'll go over them again as they come out onto the floor. Up first will be Kyra Williams. Williams, a good start to the year, 3rd leading scorer for JSU. She's followed by Kiera Griffin. Griffin's put together some nice performances in her career, none better than Thursday at Chattanooga, 19 points and 7 rebounds. After her, it's Amari Martin. Amari, 11.8 points per game, had just 4 points on the road at Chattanooga. Expect her to bounce back in a big way tonight. Shantae Shaw, the team's leading scorer, averaging 12.8 points per game and 141 total points on the season. The next starter out. And then finally, the 8th best rebounder in the ASUN Conference through non-conference play, Kennedy Gavin, averaging 7.1 boards per game, just over 8 points per game. Been a fun start to the season for JSU. We'll see how it goes down once these games matter here in conference play. 4 wins in a row for the Gamecocks, but taking on a resilient Central Arkansas team hungry for a win. You mentioned the Sugar Bears 5-6 as their hype video plays here at the Ferris Center. Team that is 4-1 at home this season. Randrea Wright, the lone Alabama native on the roster for Central Arkansas, the 5'7" guard from Carver High School in Birmingham. Kaija Miles, the junior transfer from Chicago State, comes out. Paris Atkins, a freshman guard from Bryant, Arkansas, the defending ASUN Conference Freshman of the Week. She's the third starter out there. Quickly after, it's the Lamar transfer, Kayla Mitchell, a 5'5" senior guard. And then Kiera Prim, the junior forward from Overland Park, Kansas, a suburb of Kansas City, transfer from Johnson County Community College in her first year as a Sugar Bear. And I believe 2 times this season she's earned ASUN Newcomer of the Week. It's going to be a good test for JSU to start conference play, especially before they head back home later on this week. Gamecocks will host Lipscomb on Thursday, host Queens on Saturday. Hope to see you for those 2 big-time games at the Pete. But as always, if you can't make it out, you can catch all the action here on the Gamecock Sports Network. Indeed, JSU wearing their black road unis. It's a black shirt, black shorts with Jacksonville State in white letters, red trim, and then red numbers with white trim. Gamecocks coached by 10th-year head coach Rick Petrie, helped out by 10th-year assistants Eric Wives and Altherius Wormley, along with 2nd-year assistant Raven Wright and graduate assistant Harley Cook. As for Central Arkansas, coached by head coach Sandra Rushing in her 11th season in Conway, associate head coach Tiffany Phillips, assistant coach Kenesha Henry, and assistant coach Jakiria Otey. Two sides still in a huddle at the moment. Something that we will be keeping our eye on. Hopefully we won't have to too much, and it's usually something you don't really have to worry about with basketball being played in a gym, but you know, the weather, we've got severe thunderstorms going on outside, a tornado watch for the general area. We're hoping that that does not affect the game tonight. We were told that, you know, there is a chance there may be some stoppages of play due to that if it seems like something may be getting close to us. So here's to hoping that that does not happen. We'll say, you know, despite the severe weather, the temperature out here has been phenomenal compared to what we had around Christmas Day back in Alabama with those single-digit wind chills. Man, it's 70 degrees today in Conway, Arkansas. Feeling nice. Still sitting here in a media timeout, but we'll keep it with you here on the Gamecock Sports Network. Through non-conference play, JSU had one of the best defenses in the entire nation. Jack State had the 11th best defensive three-point percentage, allowed just 23.9% of three-pointers shot against them, and the 18th best scoring defense, giving up just 53.8 points per game. Central Arkansas, no slouch when it comes to defense. They've got a top 100 scoring defense also. This could be a very low-scoring battle. That's what we expected at Chattanooga, and for the most part, we got that, aside from a high-scoring third quarter. We'll see if we get that here at the Ferris Center. Jumping at the line for JSU, it'll be the junior Kiera Griffin. She'll be going up against Kaija Miles, also a junior for Central Arkansas. Nice crowd on hand for this Monday night action in the Natural State. The referee goes to the center, throws the ball in the air, and the opening tip is won by the Sugar Bears. In the backcourt, holding it is Kayla Mitchell. Mitchell to the right side, hands off on the wing to number 15, Paris Atkins, the freshman of the week. Now back to the outside to Mitchell. She'll try a long two. It rims out, rebounded by Kiera Griffin. She gives to Shantae Shaw. Shaw holding down the acceleration button. Layup is good. Goes essentially coast to coast, makes it 2-0. That's what Shantae Shaw can do so well if you're a little lackadaisical on defense. Driving in, trying a shot that misses is Randrea Wright. Pulled down by Kennedy Gavin. Gavin gives to Shaw, and she'll go a little bit slower this time. Almost to travel, just kept her foot down. Gives to Gavin at the top of the key. Now a handoff to Amari Martin. 3-ball, and it's in there. Amari Martin making it 5-0. We're not even a minute into this game. Amari had just 4 points at Chattanooga, knew that she was going to try to do something big in this one. On the other end, the Sugar Bears with it. Number 15, Paris Atkins, spinning, passing top of the key to Kiera Prim. Prim at the elbow, guarded by Griffin, hands off at the free throw line. This is Kaja Miles, tries a floater off the backboard, rattles around and goes down. And UCA is on the board, it's 5-2. 8:40 to go here in the first period. Shaw with it on the right side. A handoff top of the key, this is Kiera Griffin looping around, tries a shot, draws a foul. Drove into the paint and drew a foul against number 30, Kiera Prim. A couple of free throws for Kiera Griffin here. Mentioned that Kiera Griffin had that career high 19 points at Chattanooga. Knocked down some big free throws down the stretch, as did the rest of the team. If you missed that game, Shantae Shaw hit all 7 of her free throw attempts in the fourth period to sure up that win, but the first one off the mark from Griffin. The Ramsey High School alum misses both. That one off to the left and pulled down by Prim. Pushing the floor quickly to Paris Atkins in the paint. Jumper over Kyra Williams, in and out, and pulled down by Kiera Griffin. Griffin trying to take it all the way. She will go to the hoop, and it's blocked from behind. And then a foul going for the board on Kennedy Gavin. Big rejection that time by Kaja Miles, the 6'1" junior, making her presence felt early in this one. Gamecocks pressing on this inbounds pass. It'll be Randrea Wright. Throws it in to number 20, Kayla Mitchell. Mitchell greeted by Shantae Shaw. 8:10 to play in the first period. Gamecocks 5 and Sugar Bears 2 here at Central Arkansas. Randrea Wright trying to drive the left side of the lane. Not enough on that shot, but rebounded by a Sugar Bear. That was Miles with the board. Back to Wright, and a charge. Wright got the ball, tried to put up a shot, but lowered her shoulder into Amari Martin. I think that Amari helped sell that a bit too. Just enough of a push off, and the near side official saw it. Gamecocks will get it back up by 3. Shaw just past the timeline. She'll hold it at the left wing. Top of the key now, it's Kennedy Gavin. A handoff to Kiera Griffin, moving to the left side. Over to Shantae Shaw, 20 on the shot clock. Shaw down the center of the floor, stops, tries a left-handed hook shot, not enough on it. Almost got the rebound, and they'll call a jump ball, possession arrow to JSU. The rebound fell to Kaja Miles, but Shaw got down there quickly and got her hands on it. And now the officials will converge. Will it be a jump ball, or will be a jump ball, but it's going to be a jump ball. Okay, I'll say with JSU. They just wanted to confirm. Thought they might have changed it there, but possession was to the Gamecocks. Amari Martin gets it in at the last moment in the corner to Kiera Griffin. A handoff to Amari, and she traveled. Amari pressured immediately and took that extra step. With 7.5 to go in the opening period, Central Arkansas will take back over. Trying to find an open passer. That feels like 5. Got it in at the last moment. Caught by Kayla Mitchell. She will advance it down the floor. JSU was pressing just on the inbounds. Mitchell on the left wing, guarded by Shaw. Getting a screen from Miles. Darts to the top of the key, passes to Prim, just inside the three-point line. Now to Wright. Wright dancing around defenders. Kicks it in the corner to the freshman, Paris Atkins. Now to Wright once more. 5 on the shot clock, a long 2, off the mark, and caught in the corner by Kyra Williams. Over to Shantae Shaw. Shaw all the way back outside. Amari Martin, a 3. It's good. Amari Martin gets her another one. She's got 6 points, and it's 8-2. Has more points in the first 3 minutes and change of this game than she did in the entire matchup at Chattanooga. And the Sugar Bears take back over, now down by 2 possessions. On the right wing, they pass inside. Driving is Prim, and her shot blocked by Griffin. Rebounded by Kaja Miles. Over to a wide open Kayla Mitchell. Her shot won't go. Rebound tipped by Amari Martin. Kyra Williams has it 2-on-1. Her shot is good off the backboard, and a blocking foul. It's 10-2 and a chance for a 3-point play for Jack State. Looking back at the replay shown here in the arena, Kyra Williams driving inside and obstructed by Paris Atkins, the freshman from Bryant, Arkansas. Now time called. Kayla Mitchell checks out. Coming in as Kinley Fisher, sophomore guard, transferred in from Mercer. Trying to make it a 9-point lead, and Kyra Williams cannot make the free throw, rebounded by Kaija Miles. 10-2 JSU, 6:17 and ticking here in the first period. At the top of the key, it's Randrea Wright. Left side they go. Paris Atkins driving against Kyra Williams, and she draws a foul. Makes the shot as well, a chance for a three-point play for UCA. Williams was beat on that play, tried to overcorrect, essentially, tried to catch up, and in doing so had a bit too much contact. And Paris Atkins, who we talked about at the top of the broadcast, the defending ASUN Freshman of the Week, makes the free throw to make it 10-5. Shantae Shaw with the inbounds pass. Takes it past the Sugar Bear logo at midcourt. Kennedy Gavin, top of the key. To the elbow now, spinning in the lane, not enough room, tries a shot off the mark, and rebounded by Kaija Miles. This is a tough interior defense shown so far by Central Arkansas. Miles and Prim are two very talented defenders. Wright, over to the right side. This is Atkins back with it, the freshman. Kicks it to the right wing to Randrea Wright. Wright spinning in the paint, spin around jumper, and that's off the rim. Rebound falls to Kennedy Gavin. 5.5 to go. Shantae Shaw takes it herself, and she is pushed in the lane. I think that'll be a foul on the floor. No, they call that a shooting foul, and that's on Paris Atkins. So 2 free throws for Shantae Shaw. Shaw with 2 points already. She had the first basket of this game and pretty quickly into the game as she raced down the floor. Shantae had 14 points in the win against UTC on Thursday. Came in with 400 career points between JSU and Troy. And she makes the first one. It's 11-5. Trying to stretch it back out to a 3-possession lead with this one. And Shaw is 2 for 2. Kiara Griffin out, Madison McCoy in for Jacksonville State. 12-5 lead, 5:25 to go here in the first period. Going for the long ball, and CC Carter beat her. Layup off the backboard, though. Rebound and putback won't go, but a foul on the putback against JSU. Sierra CC Carter checked in right away, and they went to the long ball for the speedy guard. A couple of free throws for Kiara Prim, who tried for the putback. Brooklyn McDaniel checks in now for Kyra Williams. CC Carter, the transfer from West Georgia, went from D2 to D1. Senior guard from East Point, Georgia. Free throw in there from Kiara Prim. It's 12-6. Prim, one of several transfers on this team for UCA. The only JUCO transfer, however. She gets both of them. You hear the Taco Bell go off. Not sure if that's a sponsorship they have here or not. See the sign. Not sure if they play that on every 2-for-2 free throw trip. Shantae Shaw gets it, drives it into the heart of the defense, takes on the contact, and she gets 2 more free throws. First foul on Kaija Miles, the 5th team foul on UCA. JSU will have 5-10 in the double bonus. And 2 more free throws for Shantae Shaw. Trying to extend this 5-point advantage. The first one from the 5th year out of Nashville is good. Shantae in her 3rd year with the Gamecocks, and definitely her most impactful. Team's leading scorer this year has stepped in and done a fantastic job whenever called upon. She hits both free throws. Once again, it's 14-7. Central Arkansas has it. It's Randrea Wright who takes it past the timeline all the way down the center of the floor. She'll set up shop in the left corner nearly. Top of the key, Sierra Carter has it. Looks to the right. She'll cut back to the left. Nobody open. Miles with it. Back down low for Prim. Double teamed and ripped out of there by Shaw. A 2-on-1. Shaw kicks it over to Amari Martin. Thought about a heat check, but didn't try the three. Amari will slow it down and go to the top of the key. Amari dekes out a defender. Shot around 4 Sugar Bears is good. The runner goes in from Amari Martin, and timeout is called by UCA. What a start for JSU, 16-7. 4:32 to go in the first period. We'll take a timeout with them here on the Gamecock Sports Network, a 9-point lead. And we welcome you back to the Ferris Center here in Conway, Arkansas. Jack State leading 16-7 here in the first period of this ASUN Conference opener. First day of ASUN action, several teams going at it tonight. We'll preview some of those games as Central Arkansas misses a shot right away, got it to Miles, and she couldn't hit the hook shot. On the other end, Shantae Shaw, and she's called for a charge. Shaw went down low and went for the floater and essentially tackled one of the Sugar Bears. So that'll help an official to make that call. Shaw comes off the floor. Masingo Mutanda comes in. Mango, a first-year Gamecock out of Minneapolis. Transferred from Northwest Florida State Community College. Central Arkansas has it. This is Randrea Wright. Has it on the right wing. Passes to Miles, now in the corner to Carter. 4 minutes to go in the first period. Pass back to Miles down low, and her shot banked in. 16-9, back down to a 7-point lead for JSU. 3:50 and ticking in the first period. Amari Martin running the show here. Shantae Shaw on the bench. Martin goes to the right, passes back to the left. McDaniel wide open from three, but an air ball, and rebounded by the Sugar Bears. Coming away with it was Kinley Fisher, the Mercer transfer. She'll give it off to Wright, who takes it down the floor. Right on the left wing, guarded by Mutanda, now double teamed, passes over to Prim. Prim back outside, three-pointer, and that's missed by Fisher. Offensive rebound down low by Carter. How'd she come away with it? Back to Fisher, they'll reset the play. Right with it, straight away. Goes to the right wing, gets a screen, gets away around Gavin. Back outside to Fisher, 8 on the clock. Over to Kaija Miles. Miles drives in, beats Kennedy Gavin, can't make the shot, however, and it's rebounded by Brooklyn McDaniel. McDaniel passes to Amari Martin. Back to McDaniel on the left wing. She'll drive inside this time. Back out to Amari. Another three, another make. My goodness, Amari Martin. When she's on, and right now she's on. She is 3 for 3 from long range. She has got 11 points, single-handedly outscoring UCA. It's 19-9. Kinley Fisher on the right side. Gets around a couple of defenders, spins in the paint, tries a layup, and it's off the mark. Knocked out of bounds by Amari Martin, however. It will stay with Central Arkansas. Kiana Montgomery comes in for Kennedy Gavin. Montgomery, the Anniston High School product, had a really good game against Utah Tech in the Las Vegas Holiday Hoops Classic. Looking for an open person to pass this into. It's Kinley Fisher who receives it. Straight away, Kiara Prim. She'll hand it off to Andrea Wright, who was passing it underneath the basket. 10 on the clock. Wright's got it. Guarded by Mutanda. Pass down low. Great pass and a better shot. Just a beautiful pass. That set that one up. And Gloria Forna, the sophomore from Fort Worth, hits a layup to make it 19-11. Mangu Mutanda on the other end, passes top of the key. Amari tries another three, this one way off to the right. Rebounded by Brooklyn McDaniel. I think that may be a jump ball. Either a jump ball or a travel. Either way, it's going to Central Arkansas here. The Sugar Bears will have it. Kinley Fisher not going to pass it in. Wait a minute, JSU does get it. Now the officials talking it over. And an official's timeout so they can look at the replay here. See what they're trying to find on this replay. It was a missed three-pointer by Amari Martin. Brooklyn McDaniel got to it, fell on the floor to get that rebound. The opponent had their hands on it as well. In my eyes, it's either going to be, travel against McDaniel as she was trying to get the rebound on the floor, trying to rip it away from the Sugar Bear, or it's going to be a jump ball. I thought that the possession arrow was already to UCA, and it is. Showing straight across from us here at the floor. So I'm not sure how JSU was going to have it unless there was a foul or something, but I didn't see anything. So the officials looking it over on the replay on the far side of the floor. Again, broadcasting live from the Ferris Center, Scottie Pippen Court. Court where he starred at. Was an NAIA All-American before being a lottery pick. And it will be UCA ball is the official call out of that replay timeout, which I thought was going to happen anyway. But hey, let's give them a breather. 19-11 Jacksonville State, 1:51 to go in the first period here in Conway, Arkansas. Let's see which Sugar Bear to pass it in. And never mind, JSU gets it. So I'm not sure what the call was. They are too far from us, and they're not going to give us an explanation, but we're not going to argue it. JSU's got it. Madison McCoy, top of the key to the right side. It's Amari Martin with it. Amari with 5 on the shot clock. Drives inside, tries a layup. It's off the backboard and rebounded by Central Arkansas. Ball on the floor. That could be a jump ball. Let's see. It's either going to be a jump ball or a travel. And instead it'll be a shot clock violation. Well, the official's talking it over. That's helped JSU so far when they've wanted to discuss a play. I'm not sure if UCA ever truly had possession, and indeed it will be a shot clock violation. So once again, we agree with the call there. Kinley Fisher, the sophomore from Greenwood, Arkansas, to pass it in. She'll give it in to Randrea Wright. And Wright takes it down the center of the floor. An 8-point deficit for Central Arkansas. The Gamecock defense has been smothering once again, but trying to keep it up down the stretch here in the first period. Doesn't work on that play. Gloria Forna with her second made shot down low, and it's 19-13. Mutanda runs out of her shoe coming down the other end. Amari Martin passes to the left side of McDaniel. Now in the corner to McCoy. McDaniel gives it to Mutanda wide open in the corner, and her three is in and out, rebounded by Kiera Prim. She was left wide open after she ran out of her shoe. Fisher in the corner, 52 on the shot clock, about a 28-second difference between the shot and game clocks. Wright has it straight away. Looks to her left and passes it to CeCe Carter. Top of the key, this is Prim to the right side to Fisher. Trying to find an open person. Back to number 10, and that's Gloria Forna, who draws a shooting foul. She has been unstoppable here as of late. Forna tied for a team best 4 points here in the first period, and trying to cut into this deficit even more as she'll have a couple of free throws. That's the first personal foul on Kiana Montgomery. And with that, Montgomery checks out. Montgomery will take a seat as Kiera Griffin's back in there for the final 36 seconds. Also checking back in for UCA is Kayla Mitchell. 11 points in the first period for Amari Martin, as that free throw has too much on it. 6 points for Shantae Shaw, 2 points for Kyra Williams. 3 made threes for Amari here in the first, and both of them are missed. The second one off to the right, pulled down by Griffin. Gives to Amari Martin, now quickly down the floor to Mutanda. Spins at the elbow, passes at the baseline to McCoy, and a charge against Madison. Wasn't much, but just enough to draw that charge by Kayla Mitchell. Heady play by the senior guard. And the final 24 seconds, Central Arkansas will have it. They trail by 6. Mitchell has it. Top of the key, looks to the right. She'll redirect this offense a bit. Passes at the free throw line to Forna. Now to the left side of Carter, guarded by McDaniel. Straight away, it's Kiera Prim. Prim drives inside. Floater off the backboard, no good. Tipped out of bounds. I think JSU will have it with 3/10 of a second left. And the ball escapes into the hallway in the corner of the gym. Kiera Griffin races it down. 0.3 seconds to go in the first period. JSU 19, UCA 13. Griffin passes it in to Amari Martin. She'll hold on to it, and that'll take us to the second. Good start for the JSU offense. Gamecocks shoot 46% from the field, hold UCA to just 26%, and they lead it 19-13 through 1 here on the Gamecock Sports Network. Come back in just a moment for the second period. Welcome back to Conway, Arkansas. Scotty Pippen Court at Ferris Center. Jacksonville State leads 19-13 over the Sugar Bears here at Central Arkansas. It's been the Amari Martin show so far. 11 points in the first period for the fifth-year guard out of Hazel Green, Alabama. 6 points for Shante Shaw, 2 for Kyra Williams, 3 rebounds apiece for Kennedy Gavin and Kiera Griffin. JSU with 4 turnovers in that first period. Looking at UCA, had 4 points from Forna, 4 from Miles, 3 from Atkins, and 2 from Prim. 4 rebounds, a game high for Miles, 3 for Prim. As a team, just 2 turnovers in the first period. JSU defense will try to create some more takeaways, and they have one quickly. CC Carter throws it right to Kiera Griffin, and here come the Gamecocks. Griffin to the right side, passes back to Mutonda. Griffin's got it on the wing, fakes a 3, she'll drive, kicking in the corner to an open Brooklyn McDaniel, who drives inside, and she is called for a charge. My goodness, that's 3 straight charges called against Jack State. Some adjustments are going to have to be made. Petrie quite upset at that call, still yelling at the official. And the other official giving him a warning across the floor. Coach Petrie, the official tells him not to yell, and Coach Petrie said he can't hear me from here. He's just trying to help him hear, that's all that is. 30 seconds into the second period, still a 6-point lead for Jacksonville State. Kayla Mitchell gives to the right side, it's Wright, guarded by Martin. Wright, top of the key, to the elbow, passes back, Fisher a deep 3, and it's in there. First 3-pointer of the day for Central Arkansas, and just like that, it's a 3-point game, 19-16. JSU led by as many as 10 points in the first period, now leading by just 3. And it's a 7-0 run for Central Arkansas. Mutonda loses the ball, gets it back, passes it to Griffin. Now Amari with it, top of the key, near midcourt. Drives it a little bit closer, 5 on the shot clock. Amari on the wing, tries a 3, it's a prayer, and it comes up a bit short. Rebounded by a Sugar Bear. Coming away with it was Kayla Mitchell. To the right wing go the Sugar Bears, that's Wright. Asks for a screen and gets it. Covered well. Tries a jumper over Mutonda, and it's off the rim. Rebounded by Amari Martin. Redirects at midcourt. Passes outside. This is Mutonda, a 3, and again, JSU missing it. Falls to McDaniel, beats her defender, and the putback is good. Brooklyn McDaniel, the Heflin native, gets into the score sheet. It's 21-16, and that ends that 7-0 run. JSU's first points in 4.5 minutes. 8 minutes until halftime, a 5-point lead for Jacksonville State. Mitchell on the left wing. Goes top of the key to Prim, and it's stripped. Mutonda gets another takeaway, nearly a carry at midcourt. Might have gotten away with one there. Near side, it's Amari Martin, fakes the 3, drives inside, a long 2, and that won't go. Mitchell with the board and a foul going for the rebound on Mutonda. Again, want to say a thank you to everybody joining us, tuning in on this Monday night here in the Natural State. Jacksonville State, Central Arkansas going at it. So after that foul on Mutonda, which is her first, she will check out. Shante Shaw, or no, she will stay in. Shante Shaw, however, comes in for Amari Martin. And Shaquise May checks in for the first time. She'll replace McDaniel. Prim at the free throw line. She'll stop. Passes outside, and she passed it to me. That's out of bounds, and JSU will get it. Sorry, Kiera, but I'm wearing red over here. 7:23 left in the half, and the Gamecocks get the ball back up by 5. Shante Shaw holds it, has it on the right wing. Looks for an open passer. She has Griffin on the left wing, trying a 3, and that's off the rim. Rebound lost by everybody. Madison McCoy gets it after it's tipped around a billion times. Shaw, top of the key. She'll drive the right side. Long 2, off the backboard. Another rebound for Madison McCoy. No, she lost it, and it's out of bounds off of her. Another mad scramble for that ball. JSU right now out-rebounding UCA 15-13, a very tight battle crashing the boards. A lot of intensity for both sides going for these competitive rebounds. A good matchup to start ASUN conference play. Good start to it, 21-16 JSU. Very tight battle so far. They lob inside and nobody's home. Kayla Mitchell had it on the right wing. She was looking for number 11, Kaija Miles. Miles ran a curl. She was looking for a go route. Sails out of bounds and the Gamecocks have it. Another turnover. They have more turnovers in the first 3 minutes of this quarter than they had the whole first quarter. Griffin has it left side, Shaquise May. Now inside to Gavin. Kennedy spins, layup in there. And Kennedy Gavin has some points on the night. Her first basket makes it 23-16. Central Arkansas has not scored in this, or for much of this second period, and they have another turnover. Just a poor play that time by Paris Atkins. Tried to drive it down low and drove it a bit too low, drove it to the baseline. And with this, a timeout taken by the Sugar Bears. It'll be stretched to a media timeout. We will take it with them. JSU leads it 23-16 over Central Arkansas. 6:08 to go in the first half. We'll step aside and be back for more in just a moment. You're listening to JSU Gamecock Women's Basketball on the Gamecock Sports Network. And we are back here at Ferris Center on the campus of the University of Central Arkansas. Jacksonville State 23, UCA 16, 6:08 to go in the first half. JSU, good start so far. Looking across the ASUN scoreboard, one game has gone final in women's basketball action today. That was Jacksonville, the Dolphins knocking off Bellarmine 77-64. Jacksonville starts conference play 1-0 off on the right foot. Another game getting close to finishing up is North Florida at Stetson, and a big lead for the Hatters. They lead North Florida 60-31 in the fourth quarter. Austin Peay with an 11-point lead, 21-10 at Queens midway through the second period. A couple other games starting any minute now. That's Liberty at Florida Gulf Coast, Kennesaw State at Eastern Kentucky, and North Alabama at Lipscomb. We'll be checking those scores throughout the rest of this contest. Hear the fans making noise here at the Ferris Center. JSU up by 7. Kennedy Gavin swings a pass to the right side. It's Mango Mutanda on the wing. Mango dances around before passing it to Griffin. 10 on the shot clock. Left side, Shantae Shaw. In the corner, Shaquise May. The Conyers, Georgia native, drives it out, passes in the baseline. This is Gavin, drives inside. Shot rolls off the rim. Rebounded by the Sugar Bears, and a foul on Mutanda. Mutanda could have gotten away with it, but Paris Atkins, who got the rebound, stumbled and drew that foul. Randrea Wright breaks past midcourt. 5:33 to go in the half. A handoff to Atkins at the wing. Top of the key, this is Kiara Prim. Now back over to Wright. Guarded by Shaw. They pass inside. Number 10, this is Forna with it. Gets around Gavin. Her layup is good. Gloria Forna has had a great start to this game. She's got 6 points. Team high, it's 23-18. Shaw left side to May. In the paint now to Gavin. Back outside to Shante. Gets around one defender. Outside May. Tries a three, and Shaquise is a bit short. Lost out of bounds by UCA. It'll be JSU basketball. Shante Shaw will pass it in with 4:56 to go until halftime. A 5-point lead. Shante, top of the key, or on the left side rather, to Mutanda. To the right side, back to Shaw. Down low to Mango. Mango double team. Shot off the rim. Rebounded by Gavin. Put back is good. Nobody was there defensively for UCA. Didn't even try to slow down the shot. And it's 25-18 on the second make by Kennedy Gavin. Another steal for Shante. Easy layup is in there, and it's 27-18. Just like that, a 9-point lead. Another takeaway for the Gamecock defense. Atkins to the right side, over to Fisher, fakes a three, guarded tightly by May. Over to Wright. Shaw step for step, a screen set. Almost another steal. Great pass to Forna, but her shot hits off the rim hard. Rebounded by Gavin. Down the floor quickly to Shaquise May in the corner. Shaquise passes all the way on the other end to Mutanda. Mango drives inside, back out to May. Baseline jumper for Gavin. Off the rim, pulled down by Mutanda. Her putback is good. And it's the first points of conference play in the JSU career of Mango Mutanda. JSU has now their biggest lead of the game, 29-18 with 3:42 and ticking in the first half. On the right wing, this is Wright, pressured heavily by the defense. Goes down low to Prim and knocked away by Mutanda. Back outside they go. This is Atkins with it. Spin around jumper, drove it toward the paint, missed the shot. Rebounded by Shaw. Shaw down the left sideline. Passes in the corner to Griffin, drives the baseline, stops at the edge. Backs it up. All the way across the floor and knocked out of bounds. Pass deflection that time by Paris Atkins, but it sails out of bounds. JSU will keep it. 3:14 to go in the first half. A 29-18 lead for Jack State. Shaw to pass it in. Just to the right of the goal. Goes into May. Has it on the right wing. Guarded by Carter. Gets around her. Passes to Gavin. Jumper buried. Kennedy Gavin is coming alive. 3 made shots here in the second period. And it's a 13-point lead, 31-18. Trying to keep their foot on the pedal here in the middle of a 10-0 run. 8-0 run, excuse me. They go back to Forna. Forna passes in the corner to Carter. 3-pointer off the rim. It goes to Kennedy Gavin. She'll hand it off to Shante Shaw. Shaw with it, darts to the right side, has it at the elbow. In the paint, back outside to Gavin. Kennedy fakes a drive. She'll take it now. Tries a two, and it's off the rim. Rebounded by Paris Atkins of Central Arkansas. Atkins drives inside against Mutanda, and a shooting foul against Mango. Tried for the layup, and Mango called for a blocking foul there. And with 2:24 to go in the first half, it's a 13-point lead for JSU, but 2 more free throws coming up for the Sugar Bears. A 12-2 run for Jacksonville State. Since very early in the second period, UCA just 5 points in this interval. And make it 6 as that free throw is good from Atkins. Mentioned that Atkins had dominant performance against Alabama A&M last week. Netted her the Freshman of the Week award in the ASUN Conference. She hits both of them. It's 31-20. 2:24 to go in the half. Griffin bounces it in to Shante Shaw. Shaw takes it past midcourt. Looking back, getting the call in from Coach Petrie. A screen, no, won't use it, goes to the other side, passes back to Kennedy Gavin. Fakes a drive, now she'll take it, tries a floater, it's in there. Kennedy Gavin, 8 points here in the second period, 33-20. Right to the baseline, and a spin around floater missed that time by Kaja Miles, not the best shot. Over to Shantae Shaw down the left side. Shaw out in the corner. Shaquise May, a deep three. It's good. My goodness, JSU is on fire right now, 36-20. Shaquise May is pumped up as she goes down the floor. First points of the game for Queese. Wright has it on the right wing. Randrea drives against Shantae. Maybe a bit of a push-off. Jumper won't go. Rebound and putback is good. Leah Perry, the sophomore from Cairo, Georgia, checks in, and it's 36-22. Minute 18 and ticking here in the first half. Shaw has it on the left wing. Trying to add to this 14-point advantage. Over to Kiera Griffin on the wing. Drives inside, back out to May. Another corner three. This one off the rim, tipped by Gavin, rebounded by Paris Atkins, and the Sugar Bears are pushing it quickly. Ripped away and stolen. Stolen by Shantae Shaw, down the floor to Amari Martin, wide open layup. And it's 38-22. Fun basketball right now for the Gamecocks, a 16-point advantage. They have outscored the Sugar Bears 17-9 here in the second period. Wright with 34 seconds to go until halftime. Gives it to Carter, and now to Miles. Miles drives inside, tries a left-handed layup. Not good. Rebounded by Griffin. Kiera thinking about coast to coast, and she is pushed. Tripped up and falls hard on the floor here at Scottie Pippen Court, and she is still not up yet. Teammates huddled around her. And now calling for the trainer, as athletic trainer Daniel Lindsley makes his way out to check on Griffin. Head coach Rick Petrie also going to check on the talented junior forward out of Birmingham, hoping that she's going to be okay. We'll step aside during this injured timeout. It's 38-22 JSU, 22 seconds to play here in the first half in Conway. Be back in a moment. We're back here at the Ferris Center. Not a good look as Kiera Griffin makes her way behind the JSU bench, holding on to her right arm. We hope that she's going to be all right. Athletic trainer Daniel Lindsay checking her out. Madison McCoy checks in for her for the final 22 seconds of the second period. JSU up by 16. Shaw passes it into Shaquise May on the right wing. Back over to Shantae, top of the key. She will dribble out some of this clock. JSU with a big second period. 19 points here in the second, 19 in the first. See if they can add to it here. It's 7 seconds to go. They give it to Kennedy Gavin. Jumper good. She's got 10 points in the second period alone. Central Arkansas has just enough time to pass it in. That'll do it for the first half. What a second period for JSU. They outscore the Sugar Bears by 12 points, and they lead at 40-22 as we head to halftime here in Conway. We'll step aside and come back with some halftime stats and analysis in just a moment. Your score at the midway point is Jacksonville State 40, Central Arkansas 22. And we're back here at Ferris Center in Conway, Arkansas, on the campus of the University of Central Arkansas. It's a big lead at halftime for Jacksonville State, 40-22, an 18-point advantage, the largest lead of the night so far for JSU here at the midway point. And it's surprising because of how close Central Arkansas got it about midway through that second period. They made it 19-16, and you got the feeling that they were going to have things tight throughout the rest of the first half. From that point on, JSU outscored them, 21-6, and outscored them overall 21-9 through much of that second period. And my goodness, just an incredible outing for Jacksonville State so far. Looking at some scoring outputs, 13 points in the first half for Amari Martin. She could have a definitely career-type game tonight if she keeps producing. 10 points and 7 rebounds in the first half for Kennedy Gavin. 8 points for Shantae Shaw. She made 4 free throws in the first half. Has 3 assists and 2 steals. She may have more than 2, but to her credit, she has 2 steals so far in the first half. Outside of that, it's not been much for JSU. 3 points on a three-pointer made by Shaquise May, and then 2-point performances from Kyra Williams, Brooklyn McDaniel, and Mango Mutanda. As for Jacksonville State's rebounds, mentioned 7 for Kennedy Gavin, 4 for Kiera Griffin. But, of course, you saw Griffin go down late in the first half, in the final minute of that first half, with what looked to be a right shoulder injury. Don't know if she'll be able to return. Hope that she'll be able to return, because she is a very important piece of this JSU offense and defense. And then 2 rebounds each for McDaniel, Shaw, and Williams. As for assists, mentioned 3 for Shaw, 2 for Shaquise May tonight. Doing a good job overall of dishing these passes out, finding an open teammate through much of that first half. And it comes on a night where you needed players to step up in that regard, because your leading assists performer, Nakia Thompson, did not dress out for this game, unavailable to be played tonight. Hopefully she can return later on this week, but not able to play this evening. So thankfully Shaw and May and other Gamecocks have stepped up, finding open teammates. Then mentioned 2 steals for Shaw, 1 steal for Griffin, 1 steal in the first half for Mango, and then 1 for Queese May. As for Central Arkansas, 7 points in the first half for freshman Paris Atkins, coming off a good performance against the Lady Bulldogs of Alabama A&M. She has another good first half so far against Jacksonville State. 4 points each for Gloria Forna and Kaija Miles, 3 points for Kinley Fisher, and 2 points for Leah Perry and Kiera Prim. 4 rebounds for Kaija Miles, 3 rebounds for Prim, 3 for Paris Atkins. Jack State out-rebounded Central Arkansas 23-18 in the first half. As for steals, 5 steals versus none for UCA. UCA had 9 turnovers to 5 for Jacksonville State. Points off turnovers very even so far, despite having almost twice as many turnovers. Central Arkansas was 7 points off turnovers, 8 for Jacksonville State. But the difference so far has been on fast breaks and in the paint. JSU with 22 points in the paint, just 14 for the Sugar Bears, and then 13 points off fast breaks for the Gamecocks, none for UCA. 6 points apiece on second chance opportunities, and then UCA's bench actually outscoring Jacksonville State's bench 9-7. Gamecocks in the first half shot 16 of 34 from the field. That's 47%. Knocked down 4 of their 12 three-point opportunities, 33%, and made 4 of their 7 free throws, 57%. As for UCA, 8 of 29 from the field. My goodness, JSU's defense is smothering. 27% allowed in the first half. Made just 1 of their 2 three-point opportunities. That's not really their game. They like to drive inside and get better percentage looks, and then they hit 5 of their 7 free throws. Gamecocks outscored UCA 19-13 in the first period, and then 21-9 in the second period. That's how we have this decisive 40-22 lead. Gamecocks scored to make it 2-0 early on a layup from Shantae Shaw. Have never looked back. No ties and no lead changes in this game. So we're still about 6 minutes away from the start of the second half, so we'll take another timeout after we look at this ASUN scoreboard. And we mentioned earlier the one game that had gone final at last check was Jacksonville over Bellarmine 77-64. One other game is finished up. That was the blowout win for Stetson 70-47 at home against North Florida. In Charlotte, North Carolina at halftime, it's a 30-16 lead for Austin Peay over Queens. Early in this game at Florida Gulf Coast, and It's FGCU 14, Liberty 5. Rematch of the two best teams in the A-Sun East last year. Early in the game at Richmond, Kentucky, it's Eastern Kentucky 10, Kennesaw State 4. And first quarter in Nashville, Tennessee, Lipscomb 13 and North Alabama 5. So again, we'll step aside here at halftime. Jacksonville State 40 and Central Arkansas 22 here on the Gamecocks Sports Network on YouTube. We welcome you back to Ferris Center here in Conway, Arkansas, on the campus of UCA Central Arkansas. Jacksonville State 40, UCA 22 here at the midway point. Just about set to start the second half. Gamecocks well on their way to a 1-0 start to conference play, but still a lot of time. Going to have to finish strong if they want to start conference play off on the right foot against a stingy and stout Central Arkansas team. As we come back from halftime, Kiera Griffin is not suited up. It looks like she has some ice on her shoulder, so it does not look like she'll be available to play throughout the rest of this game. Hope that Kiera is going to be all right. Key had a great game on Thursday against Chattanooga. Career-high 19 points, had 7 rebounds as well. Didn't have any points so far in this one, had 4 rebounds, but, you know, was dishing it out to teammates, had a steal as well, jumped in the way of a Sugar Bear pass, so hate to lose her for the rest of the first half and hope that she can come back quickly. maybe in the next game for Jacksonville State, which will be Thursday at home against Lipscomb. Tip-off set for 6 p.m. for that A-Sun affair. And then Saturday, Jacksonville State at the Pete against Queens at 5:45 p.m. Gamecocks have not been at home in 3 weeks. Their last home game was December 14th against Alabama State. Finally getting back home later on this week. Of course, it was a successful road trip. Most recently, Jacksonville State's head coach Rick Petrie getting his 150th win as head coach of the Gamecocks on Thursday at Chattanooga. 10th-year head coach is the winningest head coach at Jacksonville State and also is the winningest head coach at South Alabama. Nice first half for Kennedy Gavin. Mentioned her 10 points and 7 rebounds. Looks like she could have a double-double. Would be her third double-double of the season if she reaches that. Kennedy has topped 600 career points and 500 points as a Gamecock tonight, so congratulations to her on achieving that this evening. Shantae Shaw, the team's leading scorer with 8 points, and Amari Martin just behind her in points per game, that is. She's got 13 in the first half. Amari will be on the floor with Kyra Williams, Kennedy Gavin, Madison McCoy, and Shantae Shaw as we start the second half with the ball. It's Shaw with it on the right side. Drives inside at the elbow, thought of a shot, leans into a defender, jumper off the front of the rim, and rebounded by a Sugar Bear. That's Randrea Wright coming away with it. UCA looking for a quick start to the second half. They go down low to Miles, and her bank shot is in there. Laid it in off the backboard, and it's 40-24. Shaw passed midcourt on the right wing. Gives to Kyra Williams, now to the left side, Madison McCoy. McCoy drives in, spins in the paint, and a charge. 4 charges against Jacksonville State in this game. No argument from Petrie on that one. Back to UCA, this is Randrea Wright with it. Wright darts to the left side, unguarded momentarily on the wing, doesn't try a shot, however. She'll pass top of the key to Atkins with 15 on the clock to the right side to Fisher. Fakes a shot, Amari Martin step for step with her. Wright goes down low to Prim, and Prim's shot is blocked by McCoy, but they'll say Madison had a hand, or is that a jump ball? Okay, thought it might have been a foul, instead of jump ball. That's how great of a block that was by Madison. They call it a jump ball, but it'll stay with Central Arkansas. They lob it into Wright, top of the key. 6 on the shot clock. They dribble it off a Gamecock's foot, and Kyra Williams has it racing down on the other end. She'll loop around. Kyra to the top of the key, gives it off to Amari Martin straight away. 8.5 to go here in the third period. JSU up 16. Shantae gets a handoff on the wing. Guarded by Wright. Gets a screen, now passes back to Kennedy Gavin to the right side, a handoff to Martin. Back to the right side, Kyra Williams, a 3. It is no good, but she's fouled, and she will have 3 at the charity stripe after a foul on Atkins. Third personal foul on Paris Atkins. Kyra Williams looking for success at her second trip to the line. She missed an and one earlier, and she misses the first one. Kyra usually very dependable at the free throw line. Fans making a lot of noise here at Ferris Center. Kyra got that one. 41-24 your score. 8:22 here in the third period. And the second one from Williams. Rims out, rebounded by Central Arkansas. That was Kaija Miles with the board. Over to Randrea Wright. Wright on the left wing. Guarded by Shaw. Gets a screen, gets around it. Wright to the right side. It's Miles. Passes tipped by Williams, but retained possession by UCA. To the left, this is Fisher. Back outside to Wright with 5 on the clock. Shaw trying to stay with her after the screen. Wright's jumper, long 2 is buried. Nice shot from Randrea Wright, and it's 41-26. 7:44 and ticking here in the third period. Still a double-digit lead for Jack State, but Central Arkansas coming to play here in the third. Kennedy Gavin will drive, spins, shot is no good, and another charge. And Coach Petrie is livid on the other side. He is livid, and the officials are walking up to him and getting a warning. Well, getting an explanation. I don't think this is a warning. I think this is just an explanation. Nevertheless, got to give credit where it's due. Central Arkansas has done a fantastic job of drawing the charges tonight. With 7.5 to go in the third, they get it back down by 15. Randrea Wright on the wing. Shaw in front of her. Passes inside. Shot missed by Forna on that spin around. Rebounded by Gavin. Over to Shantae Shaw. She'll lead him down the floor. Dribbles around one defender. Sets up shop on the right wing. Wright stands in front of her with 7:06 to play. Shaw beats her on the drive, but missed the layup. Tipped the rebound and almost had it. It stays with UCA. All-out effort by Shantae. And a smile from 13 as she comes down the floor. Guarding Wright this time. Nearly a block. Rebounded by Prim, and her putback is good. It's 41-28. Six to 1 scoring run to start the second half for Central Arkansas, and timeout is taken by Jacksonville State. JSU leads at 41-28 as we head to the media timeout here in the third period. 6:32 to play, and it's a 13-point advantage here on the Gamecocks Sports Network. We're back here on the Gamecocks Sports Network. 6:32 to play in the third period. Jacksonville State's women with a 41-28 lead at Central Arkansas. Opening day of ASUN women's basketball play. A couple of games have already went final. A 13-point win for Jacksonville at home over Bellarmine, 77-64. Stetson a blowout win over 3-win North Florida, 70-47 at home down in DeLand, Florida. Score updates across the conference. Late third quarter score in Charlotte. It's at Austin P 50, Queens 35. Mid-second quarter, Florida Gulf Coast on top of Liberty, 25-13 at home. Eastern Kentucky, early second quarter, they lead Kennesaw State up in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, 23-14. And then middle of the second quarter in Nash Vegas, it's Lipscomb 26, North Al 18. Madison McCoy gets the inbounds pass out of the timeout. Quickly they go to Kyra Williams. Her three off the back of the iron. Rebounded by Central Arkansas. Nearly a travel, just kept her foot down. Kaja Miles with the athletic board. She'll pass it over to Wright. Randrea Wright, the Birmingham native, passes over to Miles. Now outside. This is Kiera Prim with it at the baseline, and it's stolen. Stolen by Shantae Shaw, another steal for the fifth year. And then she's pressured, it's stolen by Fisher. Kenley Fisher all over her. Thought of a three, then thought better of it. Passes it to Wright. Couple of steals for either side that time. Wright passes to a wide open Miles, left unguarded, and she buries the jump shot. A two makes it 41-30. It's an 8-1 start to the second half. An 8-0 run since early in the third period for Central Arkansas. Gamecocks have not made a basket. Kyra Williams tries to change that. Her jumper off the rim. Rebounded by Central Arkansas. Prim with the board. Over to Wright. Couple of subs about to check in for Jack State at the next break. Randrea Wright on the right side. Passes to Miles. Back inside. Tipped and stolen. Give the steal that time to Madison McCoy. Shaw comes away with it. She has it on the right wing. Fakes a drive. Passes in the corner to Madison. Tries a three. And it's just off the mark. Pulled down by Miles. Ahead to Wright. Trying to press it quickly this time are the Sugar Bears. 4:49 and ticking here in the third period. In the corner, they pass it. Number 10, Gloria Forna. Over to Randrea Wright now, straight away. To the left side she goes. Shaw step for step. 7 on the shot clock. Gets a screen. Almost stolen. Ball on the floor. Somehow Wright holds on to it. Passes to Prim. 1 on the clock. Tries a three. It's off the rim, but that's a shot clock violation. And that takes us to the media timeout. I guess the first one wasn't a media timeout. Either way, we're halfway through the third now. It's 41-30. Jacksonville State leading Central Arkansas. 4:26 to go in the third period here on the Gamecock Sports Network on YouTube. We're back here on the Gamecock Sports Network. Midway through the third period, we're here in the media timeout. JSU leads 41-30 over Central Arkansas. It was a 40-22 lead at halftime, but the Sugar Bears have come out with some haymakers here in the third period. They've outscored JSU 8-1. The Gamecocks 0 for 5 from the field to start the third period. Their only point coming off of a free throw. Going to have to see if that can improve, because Kyra Williams' free throw, while it was helpful, you need some more points here. UCA still in the huddle. JSU has broke their huddle on the other side of the floor. If you're just joining us, Nakia Thompson unavailable to play in this game, did not dress out. Kiera Griffin went down late in the first half with an injury. Her right shoulder is taped up. She seems to be in good spirits on the bench right now. but hoping that she can return later on this week for those crucial ASUN Conference games against Lipscomb and Queens. Speaking of Lipscomb, mentioned that they are winning their game right now 26-18 at home against North Alabama. Checking in on the men's game down in Jacksonville, Florida, 29-20, the Dolphins on top of Jacksonville State at halftime down at Swisher Gymnasium. It's a relic down there. Amari Martin passes to the baseline. Kennedy Gavin beats two defenders. Her layup is good, and that's a great start to the second half of this third period. 43-30, a 13-point advantage. Andrea Wright with it on the right wing. Passes top of the key to Fisher. Kinley Fisher pressured by McDaniel. Stays with it, passes near side to right. Amari Martin stands in front of her. This is Miles spinning in the lane. Spin around floater won't go. Gets her own rebound. Passes outside wide open as Atkins. Her three off the backboard. Put back won't go, and finally rebounded by a Gamecock. It's Amari Martin. Amari's pass is tipped. That'll go out of bounds. It stays with Jacksonville State. Heads up play by Brooklyn McDaniel not to touch that one. That was certainly going to pass, or certainly going to go past her, sail out of bounds. Masingo Mutanda will check it in. Fakes one to the right, gives it to Madison McCoy, maybe partially deflected. It goes over to Amari Martin and will stay with the Gamecocks. Amari on the wing. She's trapped by Fisher. They've turned up the intensity on defense for sure. Mutanda saves it from going out of bounds. Pressured in the corner. A lot of contact. Nothing called. Over to Brooklyn McDaniel. Down the center of the lane. Layup is good. Another made basket by the freshman. And it's 45-30 on back-to-back shots by JSU. 3 minutes to play here in the third period. Wright passes at the elbow to Prim. Great job stopping her lane by McCoy. To the baseline, this is Fisher, and a shooting foul on Brooklyn McDaniel. Too much contact on the freshman who had just made her second shot of the game. Second personal foul, third team foul of the third period. Couple of free throws for Fisher. And that one is in and out. Fisher, the sophomore guard, 5'7". 3 points in this game. Her first trip to the free throw line, however. She's 0 for 1 so far. The second one from the second-year guard is missed. Rebound by UCA, and they stepped on the line. Rebounded by Gloria Forna, but could not tiptoe that baseline. And for the first time this season, JSU has another player on the floor. It's Brianna Rhodes, the sophomore from Montgomery. She's battling injuries to start the season. Good to see her back out there. They pass it to Mutanda. She has it on the right wing. Now over to Brooklyn McDaniel. At the elbow, it's McDaniel. Drives inside, tries a shot, kicks it out. That's a travel. She came back down before passing it away. And Petrie looks on in disbelief. 2:36 to go in the period. Still a 15-point lead for Jacksonville State. On the left wing, this is Wright. Passes inside and a foul on Rhodes. Brianna Rhodes, the second-year forward, bumps into Gloria Forna that time. Her first foul. Fourth team foul, though. Got to be careful the rest of the period. Trying to find an open person. They give it in on the wing. This is Paris Atkins, Mutanda in front of her. Over to Wright. In the lane, jumper off the backboard, tipped and rebounded by the Sugar Bears. Kiara Prim pushed a teammate over to get the board. Gives it to Wright. Running layup won't go. The runner's missed. Rebounded by Amari Martin. Here come the Gamecocks in transition to Rhodes. The layup is good. And it's the first points of the season for Brianna Rhodes to make it 47-30. Sophomore from Montgomery checks in, immediately makes a basket. With 1:50 and ticking in the third period, the lead is back to 17. She is force inside all over Forna. They give it to Fisher, drives to the right, and her layup misses to the right. Rebounded by Amari Martin. A perfect pass to Mutanda, missed the layup. Ball on the floor. Mango gets it, tries another one. This one missed as well. And it goes to Central Arkansas's Randrea Wright. Takes it down the floor, stripped out of bounds by Amari Martin off of Central Arkansas, and back to Jack State. Great to see that made shot by Brianna Rhodes, and JSU's bench was going crazy. Shaquise May whipping the towel in the air on the sideline. Speaking of Queese, she'll come into the game. Checking in now for Central Arkansas for the first time. That's going to be number 13, Jenny Peak, the senior from Lake Hamilton, Arkansas. Amari Martin takes it past the Bear logo at midcourt. Has it on the right side with 1:10 to play. Left side, here's McDaniel in the corner. It's McCoy. Over to Rhodes in the paint, spin around shot. Brianna's made back-to-back shots. Hey, welcome back, Tim. 49-30. Fisher has it just past the timeline. A 19-point deficit for them. Fisher tries a three. She's made one. She won't make this one. Rebounded by McDaniel. Brooklyn passes to Amari. 14-second difference between the shot and game clocks. 36 to play in the half. Amari comes near side of McDaniel. In the corner to McCoy. Well guarded this time. McDaniel gets it back. Drives to the right. Passes in the corner to Queese. May brings it inside. Back top of the key. Amari, a three. It's short. It's airballed. I think that one might have been partially blocked by Kinley Fisher. 21 seconds to go in the third period. The Sugar Bears get it back. CeCe Carter passes it in to Fisher. Fisher will get it past the timeline. Amari pressures her there. She'll stay with it. 10 to play. Has it on the right wing. Fisher still guarded tightly by Amari. Over to CeCe. Jumper. Rims out. Rebounded by Madison McCoy. 3 seconds to go. McCoy takes it to half court. Puts up a prayer at the buzzer, and it's off the backboard and just off the rim. Nearly had a bank shot, but could not get it. Still, JSU outscores Central Arkansas down the stretch. They go on an 8-0 run, and they outscore them 9-8 in the third period. They add to the lead. It's 49-30 as we head to the fourth period here on the Gamecocks Sports Network. We are back 10 minutes away from an ASUN Conference victory for Jacksonville State women's basketball. JSU leads 49-30 over UCA here on the road in Conway, Arkansas. An abysmal start to the third period, but the offense got it together there late, making 4 big shots, going on an 8-0 scoring run. They held Central Arkansas scoreless in the final 5.5 minutes of that third period. And we head to the fourth with the emergence of a new contributor, Brianna Rhodes, who had a great freshman season last year, battled injuries to start this season. I believe it was a concussion, but could be wrong on that. Either way, battled those injuries and fought her way back. Had to, stay with it physically, get into the physical shape, had to get ready, learning the plays, learning the defenses they were going to throw at the opposition, and she has looked good so far. She stands down low as JSU has it to start the fourth. They pass it to Shaquise May. Her shot missed on the left wing, and then an offensive foul going for the rebound. That foul on Rhodes, her second foul here in the second half. 9:46 to go as UCA will get it. Paris Atkins, the freshman from Bryant, Arkansas, down the center of the floor. Cuts to the right. She'll hand it off to Wright. Pass is tipped, and another steal for Shantae Shaw. She is just everywhere. It goes to Shaquise May. Back over to Shantae. Shaw with it, top of the key. 9:25 and ticking in this game. Shaw dribbles to the right side. Screen is set. Cuts back to the other side. Gives it to Rhodes. Now to May. May in the paint. Pass is tipped, and they try to knock it to Rhodes. It will stay with JSU. They say it went off of Atkins. Looked to force one inside to Madison McCoy. All she could do was knock it toward Rhodes, but fortunately for her, it was tipped at the last moment by Miles. McDaniel gives top of the key to Shaw. She'll drive inside to quickly apply the brakes. Still in the paint is Shaw. Long two. That one off the rim at the buzzer. Rebounded, though, by the Sugar Bears. Atkins with it. Paris down the right side of the lane. Back outside to Fisher. A three off the iron. Pulled down by Rhodes. We have missed that physicality. Just moved about 2 or 3 Sugar Bears out of the way to get that board. Shaw has it with 8:40 and ticking. Taking some time off this clock. She'll start the play with 15 on the shot clock. Cuts to the left. Drives inside. Stops. Pushed a little bit. Nothing called. 7 on the clock. Shaw, top of the key to McDaniel. Brooklyn will drive. In the paint. Layup is good. Nobody was home underneath the goal. And Brooklyn has an easy 2. 6 points for the freshman. And it's 51-30. Biggest lead of the game for Jacksonville State. Rondrea Wright on the wing. Top of the key to Fisher. And a stoppage of play and a turnover. Fisher tried to pass it to the baseline. It went out of bounds. And now Kennedy Gavin will come in for Madison McCoy. Rhodes also checks out. Believe that is maybe Shaquise May coming in for her. Shantae Shaw down the floor, past the Central Arkansas logo. On the near side, it's May. Top of the key to McDaniel. Fakes out a defender, kicks it in the corner to Mutanda. Mango spins around. Guarded by Atkins this time, 14 on the shot clock. In the corner to McDaniel. She'll spin, gets to the basket, and a blocking foul this time. Finally, they call one. We have had quite a few charges called this evening that could have went either way. And finally, we get to go to the free throw line again. Brooklyn McDaniel, first trip to the line for the freshman in this game, and that one off to the right. 6 points for the former Cleburne County standout. That foul against number 11, Kaija Miles. McDaniel misses both of them, rebounded by Gavin. Put back is good. 53-30. 7:33 and ticking. And timeout taken by UCA. Head coach Sandra Rushing has seen enough for now. She wants to talk it over. We'll let her. 7:28 to play in this game. A 23-point lead in Conway. We are back here on the Gamecocks Sports Network. 7:28 to play in this game, the A-Sun Conference opener, and Jacksonville State leading Central Arkansas 53-30 here in the Natural State. A long way from home, about a 7-hour and change drive from Jacksonville, Alabama. Team made the trip yesterday afternoon, got in last night to the hotel here in Conway, and they will head out tomorrow morning. Get back home to Jacksonville in time for Thursday's affair with Lipscomb, which will start Thursday evening at 6 p.m. before playing on Saturday night, 5:45 against Queens, both at Pete Matthews Coliseum. Make sure to secure your tickets to those games now at jsugamecocksports.com. One more game has gone final in A-Sun play. It was a 62-43 win for Austin Peay on the road against Queens in Charlotte. Couple of scores early in the second half. 37-18, FGCU leads Liberty. 39-27, Lipscomb over North Al. And then halftime, a 39-29 lead for Eastern Kentucky as they host Kennesaw State. Central Arkansas has it out of the timeout. Prim's got it at the elbow. 8 on the shot clock, drives inside and makes a shot. That time Shaquise May fell over trying to draw the charge, but nothing was called. Her layup makes it 53-32, still a 21-point lead for JSU. Shaw with it on the right side, hands it off to Mutanda. Coming all the way around the horn to Brooklyn McDaniel. Top of the key, this is Queese. May passes to McDaniel. Brooklyn a three, off the rim. Rebounded by Shante Shaw in the corner. Shante, quick feet, moving around, passes to May, fakes a three, and she travels. Fakes the three, goes inside the three-point line, and took that extra step. It was 6.5 to play. UCA will take back over. Prim will check it in. Randrea Wright takes it past midcourt. Goes to the left. Drives it to the baseline. She'll kick it back out to Fisher. Top of the key, this is Prim now. Prim drives the right side of the lane. Too much on the layup. Rebounded by Gavin. And with that, Kennedy has a double-double. Over to Shante Shaw. Passes to McDaniel. McDaniel fouled on the shot. 14-point, 10-rebound, double-double for Kennedy Gavin. Third double-double of the season for the graduate forward. But heading to the free throw line, the freshman Brooklyn McDaniel. McDaniel missed both of the free throws last time. She makes this one 54-32. 7 points for McDaniel. Misses the second one, rebound and put back good, and a foul. Kennedy Gavin up to 16 points, and a chance for another at the line. It's 56-32. The previous foul was on Prim. Let's see who they got on that foul. This foul going to be called on Prim as well. So she went from 1 foul to 3 fouls pretty quick. Trying to make it a 25-point lead. And Ken does. Hit off the front of the rim, bounces in. 57-32. CeCe Carter checks in. She'll give it to Wright, who breaks it up past midcourt. Right to the right side, hands it off to Carter. Now back to the left. This is Miles. Jumper mid-range is buried. Excuse me, that is Gloria Forna. Gloria Forna cuts into the deficit with 5:50 to go. Shantae Shaw still in the game for JSU. Handoff on the wing to Mutanda, now near side to May, over to McDaniel. Inside to Gavin, jumper, mid-range, Demon. 59-34. Kennedy Gavin having herself a game, 19 points. Nice layup on the other end. Dished it to number 3, Randrea Wright. She has a nice looking shot. Wright has directed the offense well. Just 4 points in the game, however. Shantae Shaw moving Kennedy Gavin over. Shaw pushed and fouled by Fisher. By the way, Kennedy Gavin has tied her career high of 19 points. She set that last season at Bellarmine. She's got 11 rebounds. Her career high is 13. If Kennedy stays in the game, she could have a career high in both. Still 5 minutes to play. Mango gives it in to McDaniel. Kyra Williams checks in. On the left wing, this is Mutanda. 10 on the shot clock. Getting a screen from Gavin. Mango outside to Shantae. 4 on the clock. Shantae spins at the free throw line. Pass it outside. McDaniel with 3 at the horn. They wipe it off. It would have been good, but it was just at the edge of her fingertips. Shot clock violation. It's over to UCA. They trail 59-36. 4:40 and ticking in this ball game. Randrea Wright to the right side. Have said that quite a lot. Hands it off to Carter. Now to Forna. Spins at the free throw line, guarded by McDaniel. Back outside to Wright. Gavin battling down in the paint. Over to CeCe Carter. Step back 2. It's good. And CeCe with her first points of the game, the former West Georgia Wolf. It's 59-38. McDaniel gives it in to Shantae Shaw. Shantae with 8 points, none here in the second half, but haven't had to have many. She's got 5 steals, though, and that may be lowballing it. Over to Kyra Williams on the left wing, 15 on the shot clock. Back to the corner, this is Shantae. Shaw drives baseline, layup is good, and she's fouled. Shantae Shaw hits double digits, and we'll see who that foul is on. Leah Perry with her first personal. Perry will come off the floor immediately. Paris Atkins comes in. Kennedy Gavin will go take a seat, and if she is done for the day, what a day it has been for the 5th-year forward. As the free throw is good from Shantae Shaw, 5 for 5 at the line. It's 62-38, Jacksonville State, a 24-point lead. In the corner, this is Wright. On the left wing now to Atkins, coming to the right side. Hands it off to Fisher. Fisher fakes a pass, tries the layup, not enough on it. Tipped, rebounded by Shantae, and here come the Gamecocks. Shantae pushing down on the gas pedal, loses the ball as she goes for a layup, but I think it might have been tipped out by Carter. Will stay with JSU. Kiara Prim back in the game for the Sugar Bears. Very unique mascot. Sugar Bears. The men's team obviously goes just by the Bears. Shantae Shaw gives it in, and it's stolen by CC. And Carter gets it for Central Arkansas, but they have a turnover immediately as they try to throw it down the floor. Kiara Prim could not catch up to it. At 62-38 still, JSU getting the ball back with 3:23 to play. And a timeout taken by Coach Rushing and the Sugar Bears. A full timeout will take it with them. 3:23 to go, a big lead here in Conway for JSU. We'll be back in a moment. JSU passing it in, and UCA pressing out of that timeout. They give it to Shantae Shaw, almost has it stripped at midcourt, stays with it, and now she's fouled with 3:16 to go. If you're just joining us, it's been a huge performance from Kennedy Gavin and several other Gamecocks. A 62-38 lead for JSU. Gamecocks with 38 points in the paint and 16 points off fast breaks. 2 free throws for Shantae Shaw as JSU's in the bonus. First one is short, her first miss of the night. Her first miss since early in the Chattanooga game. Second free throw coming up from the Nashville native. She gets this one. Back to the biggest lead of the game, 25 points, 63-38. Rondrea Wright out of Birmingham down the center of the floor. The Carver of Birmingham alum has it at the elbow, comes to the right side, pass is tipped, almost stolen by Kyra. Williams nearly had another one. Atkins, freshman of the week, to check it in. Gives it in to number 30, Kiara Prim. Now to the left side, they go to right. 3 minutes to play. Shaw in front of her with 7 on the shot clock. And Shaw throws it off her foot, nearly a steal, a block for Shantae, puts up another shot, missed, rebounded by Prim, put back won't go, but a foul. And let's see what they get on the foul that time. They'll get Madison McCoy. Madison a bit too much that time. Peak back in there for UCA. Carter takes a seat. 2 free throws for Kiara Prim after that shooting foul. The first one is good. 63-39. And she misses the second one, falls off the rim. Pulled down by Madison McCoy, and the Gamecocks will get it back. On the wing, this is Kyra Williams with 2.5 to play across the floor to Mutanda. Top of the key, this is Shantae Shaw, left side to McDaniel, passing it around, burning some clock for this first conference victory. In the corner, Kyra, 3 ball off the rim. Rebound to Peak. Over to Fisher. 2:15 and ticking. Fisher, deep-sided defender, outside, peek, a three from the wing, and that teardrop won't fall. Rebound will be lost out of bounds, and JSU will get it.
Into the game for the Sugar Bears is number 2, Leah Perry. Checking in for the Gamecocks, number 24,
Evangelia Davlaku checks in for Jacksonville State, the freshman from Athens, Greece. First time in the game for her. Kiana Montgomery back in there for JSU. Davlaku, first-year guard who played her high school ball at Luella High School in Georgia. On the south side of Atlanta, checks in, throws it away. It's stolen by Atkins. Layup is easily in there, and UCA breaks 40 at 63-41. Still a big lead for the Gamecocks. Davlaku loses it again, another turnover, and Central Arkansas with another easy layup. Another one for Paris Atkins, 63-43. Amari Martin will run the offense this time. 2 quick turnovers by Davlaku. Minute 20 to go in this game. Amari at the logo. JSU just dribbling out this clock to get their first conference win, trying to get their 5th win in a row. Deep three from Amari. That one off the back of the rim and rebounded by Peak on the edge of the floor. Over to CC Carter. Senior guard hands it off to Peak, coming to the right side. This time they go to the freshman Atkins. Jumper and mid-range shot is in there. 55 seconds to play. An 18-point lead for JSU. 63-45. Amari Martin dribbling out clock on the mouth of that Bear logo at midcourt. There's about a 23-24 second difference between the shot and game clocks. With 10 on the clock, they'll start the play. Amari passes to Brianna Rhodes. Now in the corner to Davlaku. Step back, tries the three, gives to the baseline. This is Montgomery. Spin around jumper off the rim. Tipped, rebounded by Shaquise May. JSU now with a 3-second difference between the shot and game clocks. Queese gives it off to Amari. They can try one more play, and that should just about do it for this one. Gets a screen, cuts to the right. Long 2 in there for Amari Martin. Amari makes it a 20-point lead. CC Carter will take it to midcourt. Will she try a shot? She will not. That'll do it for this game. A 20-point dub in the first ASUN Conference affair of the season for Jacksonville State's women's team. They win 65-45. We'll step aside in just a moment, come back with final stats and analysis. A big win on opening day of conference play, 65-45 on the road. We are back here at the Ferris Center in Conway, Arkansas. Your final score is Jacksonville State 65 and Central Arkansas 45 in the first ASUN Conference showdown for either team this season. Looking at final stats for JSU, the leading scorer with a double-double, her 3rd of the season, Kennedy Gavin, ties a career-high 19 points, has 11 rebounds in the win. Most of any scorers in this game. The second leading scorer of the game, Amari Martin, she finished with 15 points and 3 rebounds, 1 assist for both of those Gamecocks. 12 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists, 5 steals for Shantae Shaw. Did it on both sides of the ball in this game. Shantae with another great performance, showing why she's the team's leading scorer on the season. Other performances for the Gamecocks go like this: 7 points and 3 rebounds for Brooklyn McDaniel. Had 4 points for Brianna Rhodes in the win, 3 points for Shaquise May, and then 3 for Kyra Williams. Other rebounding totals: 4 rebounds for Kiara Griffin. Hope that she'll be okay. She left in the first half with an injury, hoping that she'll be all right for the next JSU game, which will be Thursday at home against Lipscomb. 4 rebounds for Madison McCoy, 3 for McDaniel, and 2 for Masengo Mutanda. 2 boards for Kyra Williams as well. Gamecocks shot 44.8% from the field in this game. Got to be one of their best shooting performances of the season, and held Central Arkansas to just 33% in this game. The Sugar Bears made 7 of 13 shots in the fourth period. If you take that away, they made roughly 28% of their shots in the first 3 periods before some of the backups started to check in. Gamecocks finished with 16 points off turnovers versus 15 for UCA. 38 points in the paint versus 28 for Central Arkansas. Gamecocks with 13 second chance points, just 9 for Central Arkansas, and then 17 points off fast breaks for JSU, 2 for the Sugar Bears. 16 points for the JSU bench, 15 for the Central Arkansas bench. Gamecocks led early and never looked back, never trailed in this game, had no ties, and the Gamecocks went on a 12-0 scoring run midway through that fourth period to really stretch the lead out. Biggest lead was 25 points midway through the fourth, but they secure a 20-point win in their first conference affair of the 2022-23 season. So that'll do it for us here on the Gamecock Sports Network. We'll step aside, make sure to tune in later on this evening, actually going on right now on WLJS, as the men's team will try a second half comeback on the road at Jacksonville University. Our next JSU women's basketball game will be Thursday at home against Lipscomb. Tip-off at 6 p.m. at Pete Matthews Coliseum, and then they will host Queens of North Carolina at 5:45 p.m. on Saturday, also at the Pete. You can buy tickets at JSUGamecocksports.com. If you can't make it out to the game, you can watch on ESPN Plus or tune in here on YouTube on the Gamecock Sports Network. For everybody with JSU Athletics and for the women's basketball team, the program, I'm Logan Maddox signing off. Have a great rest of your Monday night. Your final score, JSU 65 and Central Arkansas 45.